Hello friends and families, welcome back to another keyboard video. It's been quite some time since I appeared in this channel, but we are back with the new ROG Azoth Extreme. We did review the original Azoth a while back ago, and that keyboard, I think that it's quite balanced in terms of that you are getting both the experience of a custom keyboard plus all the advantages of a gaming keyboard, especially one from ROG, because you know, like, they have like very quick wireless connection that you can just use it practically as a wired gaming keyboard and get like good latencies, great typing feelings, and much more lah. So for this Extreme Edition, they change up everything to be a little bit more premium, and of course with an increase in the price tag. But this is of course serving as the most premium tier model, and for those who don't really care about their budget, they have their money to spend, then can opt for this variant from now on. I think they are coming in Malaysia and launch in next month. I think so. So let's just take a quick look at what's inside the box and the initial stock experience of this keyboard. So from starters, we have the board here, and I think like the backside is going to like cover a lot of those things. Yeah, you know, like triangle connection. Yeah, for the most I guess like the most basic things that they didn't like modify a lot from the original version is that they still have triangle connection. Yeah, right here, triangle connection. You have that signature OLED touchscreen on the top right, and you have those kind of like knobs, and then you can like swap out for a lot of different layouts and displays. And you have like other adjustable things. Metal gasket mount is new thing. CF plate, also new thing. Yeah, so let's just see what it is. So we have this box. Yeah, totally, yeah, very premium from the get-go compared to the original. Yeah, this looks much like I don't know, like motherboard kind of box. So yeah, so we have this keyboard unit here in cloth leather bag of some sort, and you got those cards, you know, and what's in the bottom. So in the bottom you have, oh, that is a new one, the wrist rest made of silicone, kind of cool. And you have the cables, and what is this? Oh yeah, okay. And this is the keyboard, and this is the keycap and switch puller. And then you have this is what they call the ROG polling rate booster, that essentially give you 8K polling rate under their wireless mode. So you'll definitely need this if you want the fastest connection and the most responsive key input possible. Okay, so you have this is the converter here, USB-A to USB-C, and this is the new magnetic feed, as they call it. Kinda unorthodox for a keyboard feed, I say. And you have different heights as well. So this is the shorter one, as you can see here, and this is the taller one. So yeah, let's take a look at the keyboard. Yeah, so I think that from the get-go, this definitely looks super premium, because from what I've been told, that they have actually upgraded from the top metal and bottom plastic construction to a full CNC aluminum. So this is like kind of your true custom keyboard experience. And they also have slightly different, I guess, like this is, it's not a way, I can just say it's like a decorative plate or some sort. I think this is metal. So yeah, so from the top down and the sides, from what we can look at during usage, it is kind of same to the original, but for the bottom part, they definitely change it up a bit in terms of the design. It is more like concise, and you can look through all the details more. And of course, this badge right over here. So from the get-go, the typing feel does improve a lot from the original, because I think that the original actually have too much foam in it. And it's not like the fault is in the foam itself, but rather they have stuffed a bit too much and they basically made the gasket experience non-existent. But in terms of this, it's quite good, talky or foamy as you called it by some people. The feeling definitely, it's pretty, like, despite using the CF plate, I think that this is still tolerable than the original. Yeah, so they are still using the 75% layout. You got 4 keys here, you still have your navigation keys, and they still have the F12. And in terms of the keycaps, I think they maintain the similar material, double shot PVT shine through keycaps. But I do think that the printing, yeah, it's a bit better now, and you also have like side printed things, like, you know, like you can see like the lock and macro and some other things right here. They are much more clearer this time around, so yeah, definitely will help you like get other things done. So, and for testing out the big keys, I think that the big keys is, wow. Not sure if you can hear it here. Yeah, the left shift and enter key, perfect. Backspace, I think like this is just the nature of backspace, is a little bit high pitch, but definitely still well looped and tuned. And for the spacebar, just I think like a tiny bit, I think like this is like contributed by the slight, like the extra little space gap between the stabilizers and the keycap. So you see it's a little bit wonky here, but the sound, like especially when you type it out, you can't really hear the ticking sound. So yeah, definitely very good in terms of the stock experience here. Now I'm wondering where I can find the gasket tuning. I think like they say they have something they can do it, but I don't see it right here for now, but I think I'll try to take it out. The magnetic feet, they only have 2 heights as we have shown before, so this is the shorter height, so we'll just like kind of fit inside here. Yeah, it latches like very securely, and I think that if you don't just rip it out like suddenly, then it will just work just fine. Yeah, so for this height, I think the height is still comfortable, but I do think that you are lacking just a little bit in terms of like the fullness of the sound, because you technically raised the keyboard just a little bit away from the table. So yeah, just a little bit. So what about the tall ones? Alright, let's go. Ooh. This height is definitely more to my taste. And for whatever reason, I do think that the spacebar sounds a little bit like to my taste. It's more fitting to my taste compared to the shorter feet. So I think that if I want to pick it, then I'll probably pick the higher magnetic feet, plus using it with wrist rest, this wrist rest right here. Maybe I just didn't use wrist rest as a daily driver, so I can still be fine without it. Yeah, so I think that this is fine if you wanna adjust it around. Okay, so the screen here, let me see if I can get it to turn on. They call it full color OLED touchscreen. And I think like, not sure, but I do think that this model's OLED screen is much better and much more clearer than the one it used to be. So maybe they did a little upgrade and they picked a better OLED screen in terms of like the resolution. Yeah, so you can just go through different things. And of course, you can just like go into the software to tune up even more things according to your to your preference. What you need, you can just mess around with it. And yeah, And another thing to touch on is that the ability to configure the filling of the gasket mount. And initially that you might not know where to find it, it is actually behind the badge or nameplate, and you can access it not without like plucking it out, but instead you can just actually push on the corner here and you can just lift it out. So you have kind of switch here, like the toggle like switch, then you can just, this is currently in the hard typing field, which is at the bottom, and you can just like swap it and just push it onwards to the soft field. So let's just see how it feels right now. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of flex in it right now. Although I think that maybe because due to the carbon fiber plate and it doesn't really have too much of the difference, but I do think that the landing feel, especially upon the fingertips, it's a bit softer now. And the sound, I think like the sound is just a little bit quieter compared to the hard profile. And I think like the overall sound profile definitely just scaled down a little bit, especially the spacebar. You can feel more of the alphas popping throughout. Yeah, so I think that for long-term use, I would definitely go for the softer one. But if you do like the hard way, so yeah, you can just tune it on the fly, and you can just put back the nameplate back after you're done with it. And of course, you don't want to mess up the direction of the nameplate. So yeah. And that's about it for the unboxing and the initial impression of the ROG Azoth Extreme. Yeah, I do think that I can feel a lot of the upgrades coming through, and I do think that it is like definitely worthy to be called the Extreme Edition of the ROG Azoth. So yeah, if you do want to know more about this keyboard, especially from our verdict, so yeah, you can just let us know down in the comments below, and we'll find out what we can do about with this keyboard. So yeah, see you in the next video. Peace.